Ay, 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 yo. Ay, 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 yo. Jantengalale, awiso jantengalale, awiso jantengalale, awiso jantengalale. Amandla, viva EFF, viva! Long live EFF, long live! Amanda. Thank you very much. Our Secretary General, greetings to the convener of the province, our national spokesperson, Commissar Leon Matthys, and all commissars who are deployed to this province. Greetings to the provincial chairperson secretary of the province, along with the entire provincial command team and all regional command teams who are here today. We send our greetings to the provincial leaders who are here today and all members of the media and the people of South Africa. We salute the loyal and brave and dedicated ground forces of the EFF, to whom this organization of the poor and the dejected, masses of our people belongs. We salute you, the true revolutionaries, who have dedicated your lives, your sweat and your blood to the liberation of our people, and have sworn never to betray the generational mission of freedom in favor of personal advancement. Fellow fighters, I stand before you as a proud president who gave an instruction in the early hours of this morning that all ground forces of the EFF must be gathered in Soweto by 6 o'clock. This call was made deliberately to test if the forces on the ground are intact and they can respond within 24 hours. I stand before you re-energized by your energy, inspired by your commitment, your fearless character, and the courage to take on the enemy without thinking twice in the name of the economic freedom in our lifetime. I can proudly say today to those who said I'm left alone, that I'm not alone. The ground forces are here to continue the battle for economic freedom in our lifetime. I stand before you as a leader that is confident of the future, because we know that the young people of the EFF, led by the president of the Student Command, are ready to take the baton from us and continue with the struggle for economic freedom. Comrades, we are very proud that we have an intact organization in this province and the whole of South Africa. All those who claim to be with us, they should know that a call is going to be made in each province around 3 in the morning, asking the leaders to convene the ground forces in less than 24 hours. And let's see if that province still has got ground forces like we demonstrated here today. Comrades, I salute you. I want to salute you because whether knowingly or unknowingly, you have been the first line of defense of our movement, as the constitution of the EFF demands of you. You did not listen to anyone who tried to persuade you into abandoning your constitutional obligation, which is to defend your organization. No one has the right to tell you how you must defend your organization. Only the Constitution must guide you, and not any level of manipulation by those who have turned their back on our struggle must convince you that you must be silent while our movement is under attack. Comrades, Section 6 of the EFF Constitution, which speaks to the principles of the EFF, is that is the only guide which we must all follow. There is no any other guide that we must follow except Section 6 of the Constitution of the EFF. When the organization is under attack, it is in Section 6, subsection 7b, where the EFF Constitution speaks to what it means to be loyal to the organization. This section states that loyalty to the organization means that at all times, members and leaders will not keep quiet when the organization is unfairly criticized and attacked in private and in public. This section, fellow fighters, demand of you to defend this organization. It demands that you do not keep quiet when the organization is attacked, both in private and in public. I want to tell you today, comrades, that to betray this movement for personal reasons constitute an attack on our movement. Comrades, it is this section of the EFF Constitution that obligates all of us to speak out in private and in public and declare where we stand when the attack of abandoning this movement confronts us. It was Martin Luther King Jr. who said in the United States, as they were confronted by the cruel regime of racism in that country, it was him who declared, open quote, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends," close quotes. Fellow fighters, as we face this testing moment in our movement and are confronted by betrayal of our struggle for economic freedom in exchange for personal gains, we must not bother ourselves about what our enemies are saying, but we must ask ourselves, why are those who claim to be our comrades silent? Why are those who are known and popular to be the most vocal on social media suddenly silent? Why are their voices when our movement is under attack? Where are those loud voices? Why do they not use their platforms to speak in defense of the EFF if they are truly loyal to this movement? It is our constitutional obligation to speak out and declare our confidence in this movement when those who were trusted with it chose to abandon it. However, comrade, if there are those amongst us who are to be ashamed to declare where they stand as we defend our movement, I'm willing to give you a simple task and go and look at what those closest to them are saying and how they are behaving. A leader of the EFF who is well known in the EFF, who is very popular in social media, on television, radio, and everywhere else. The EFF gets under attack. These leaders do not say anything, but because they don't know where they stand. But there is a practical way to find out where they stand. Just go and look at where their parents stand. Look at where their relatives stand. Look at where their spouses stand. You will know that those closest to them are speaking on their behalf because they whispered into their ears. How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us. When the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him, and you will know where these leaders stand. Comrades, there is no one who must not declare their confidence in the EFF. Those who choose to be silent during the attack of the EFF, we must know them for being the silent enemies of our organization, and they must be treated as such. Comrades, do not make the mistake of choosing people tomorrow who are too ashamed to choose you today. And to say to them, live now. Live now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. You must live today, because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future. The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Live now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to live, live now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power. It's very painful to count the soldiers you don't have. Fellow fighters, none of you should allow anyone to bargain their loyalty for position. Anyone who bargains their loyalty in exchange for a position or deployment is an enemy agent who must be identified and isolated from our movement. Your silence has told us enough about your character. We do not need people who are considering their options in the EFF. We do not need people who are willing to sacrifice principle in exchange for blue lights in the EFF. We only need people who are loyal to this movement and loyal to our people no matter what. Our task now, comrades, is to build this movement and isolate those who think the EFF is a step ladder to positions and personal gain. Comrades, we need to remind ourselves why we joined the EFF. Our organization turned 11 years old on the 26th of July 2024. And we marked this milestone by recommitting ourselves to the ideals and principles that are within our founding manifesto and the organizational documents that guides us. One such a document which was discussed and adopted at the Second National People's Assembly of the EFF in 2019 is the organizational redesign document, which reminds us who we are and how we ought to wage this struggle for liberation. It is this document, along with our founding manifesto, that informs the character and form of our struggle and the aims within it that makes us the most dependable vehicle for the return of the land and the defeat of racism and imperialism. It is in this document that we seek to build this movement beyond individuals and build an EFF that manifests itself in the following ways: a Marxist-Leninist, Fanonian pan-continental movement with unquestionable ability to lead the whole of society towards economic freedom, comprised of community-based activist branches and members, affiliated workers' union, civil society organization, research and educational institutions, professional organizations, doctors for economic freedom, lawyers for economic freedom, engineers for